Hey everybody, this is Alan from Woodcrest Bonsai. And so I've decided to put a tree into my tripod that I just got from Budget Bonsai. And if we study the pot, we see that the tripod comes from the fact that it has 3 legs. And you can see they were basically pinched, so he made a round cylinder and then just pinched like that to make the legs, and then also looks like he may have had to push something through to widen the drain hole. And then there's a suture line right here where he took flat clay and just brought it around. And so that's going to be the back. I guess that could be the front if you wanted to accentuate that, but I'm going to turn that into the back. And then triangular feet with, well, let me start over. Pots with triangular feet can either have the front as 1 foot facing you or 2 feet on either side. And actually, I think I'm going to go with this foot right here as the front. And I've chosen a Lilliput Portulacaria Jade. And I acquired some cuttings from a friend, a couple years ago. And I put them in these little 2 1/4 inch pots. Are they 2 1/4? Forget what they are. Oh, well, we were going to repot the thing anyway, right? Can you even read that? I can't read it. 2 1/2 inch pot. And then I've done nothing with them. So what I'm going to do with this guy is I'm going to chop it way, way back to right there, and then to right there. And that's going to be the new tree. And I don't think I need my root hook to get the old soil off. Oh, look at that, one big old circling root, but a whole bunch of really nice feeder roots up on top. So that'd be nice. And I want this as my front, so the trunk has a nice motion, and then with the little apex. So all I'm going to really do with the roots is just take off that big taproot. Well, not necessarily a taproot. And then to get it in there, we're probably going to need to cut some more roots too. And that won't be that big of a deal because I took so much of the tree off. Remember, all these roots were feeding all of this, and now they don't need to because we have such a smaller tree. And then I have my Mame soil mix, which is very, very fine. So here's the soil mix. Very, very fine indeed. So I'm going to add a little bit into the pot. And I don't think there's any need to put a screen in the bottom. I think the soil will settle enough so that there's no real reason to need a screen. Okay, now am I doing it correctly? Where's my front? There's my front. Okay. And I don't think I'm going to fill it up entirely because I'm going to sneak a little bit of fertilizer in there. And on a pot this small, I'll throw a little few pellets of fertilizer and then cover it up with more soil. So I guess I can go get the fertilizer. And so this is just a little slow release pellet. Just give it a little tiny touch. And then a little more of my super fine soil. And ta-da, there we go. Of course, we need some imagination to see a tree in there. But I think that was the best course of action, was to just take it way down and just grow a whole new little tree in the pot. Now, as is typical with Portucaria Jade, even with it being a Lilliput, even with it being in that tiny little pot, no water for 24 hours. And then I'd start watering just like regular. It's not that big of a deal. I just really want the callus to heal over, because I did take one fairly large root off. And yes, the callus is tiny, but it's still there. So no water for 24 hours. Then I'm going to put it in with my Mame collection, because they all get very, very similar conditions, which is a considerable amount of shade. And then some afternoon sun. It's just the way they're under the tree. And they've all done quite well with that scenario, so I'm sure that this guy would do the same. I have 10 or 12 Mame trees that are just tiny, a little bit bigger than this guy. I have some Sumo, and I have some other guys in there. So he's going to be a new addition to my Mame collection. So once again, I'd like to thank Budget Bonsai for including me into the Tripot Challenge. And then we'll just have to see how it goes. I'll keep you updated. And, looking for a tree, probably about in here, and needs obviously to fill out and grow some new branching. But it will. So, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're curious about the Tripot Challenge and you want to see the development of this guy, subscribe and hit the notification bell if you haven't already. And I'm looking forward to having a very cool little addition to my Mame collection. So thank you so much for watching Woodcrest Bonsai.